state title. I'm Lee Hall along with Cameron Smith. And, you know, I'm used to calling Sacred Heart Griffin and Metamora games across the street for football. These are a couple of football schools that have made it to their first state championship game here tonight. East St. Louis was upset by Sacred Heart Griffin. They were ranked number 2, and Metamora knocked off number 1 Simeon yesterday to get here.
And you can feel that energy, Lee. 2 programs for their first ever trip for a state championship. Listen, you can't feel it on your television, but I'll let you know right now, it's electric inside of State Farm Center. These 2 teams have an opportunity for basketball immortality. Yes, I know they're playing for a 3A state championship, but once you win that crown, you're linked forever with some of the greatest that have ever played in this state.
That just gave me chills. You talking about it. Sacred Heart Griffin and Metamora coming in. Metamora ranked 10th in the final AP poll. Sacred Heart Griffin number 6. And to follow that, Whitney Young taking on what everybody says is the best team in the state. They get a chance to prove it tonight in 4A, Glenbard West. It's going to be a great night. This is Championship Saturday. 2 champions have already been crowned. We've got 2 more here tonight from the University of Illinois, State Farm Center. Stay right here.
IHSA Boys Basketball State Championships are brought to you by OSF Healthcare. For healthcare that's easy, visit osfoncall.org/urgent care. LIUNA. Start your career in construction today at liunacareers.org.
Together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
We are back at State Farm Center. It's the first time since 1995 state championships have been determined here. Who will be the top banana? Will it be Sacred Heart Griffin, 34-3, or will it be Metamora, 30-6? These teams, these programs, these schools have combined. there's only one senior in that group of 10.
Wow. So that means that potentially we can see these two teams back in Champaign again next year and maybe the year after.
We'd be all right with that. Let's go over to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thank you, Lee. The last-minute game message is pretty simple for both teams. For SHG, let's go Sykes. As for Metamora, game plan A. Whether they need B, C, or D, we will find out. Lee, Cam, back to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. It's Hawkinson and Kaiser to tip it off. And we are underway at State Farm Center. The Redbirds, winners of 18 in a row after that upset win over Simeon yesterday.
See the Cyclones starting out man-to-man, predominantly a man-to-man team. They don't have an identity. They cater their defensive and offensive sets to who their opponent is. So they talking to Coach Tim Allen, he says that it just makes this a little tougher to scout because they're not set in a particular defense.
Ethan Kaiser right off the bat. He had the big three that put Metamora ahead to stay against Simeon, and he starts off the scoring here in the state championship game.
Well, Ethan Kaiser says, hey, Cam, I don't care what defense they're in. If they don't get a hand up, I'm knocking these down all night.
Inside to Hamilton, that's Will, the twin brother of Jake. Will only averages 4 a game. His twin brother Jake averages 15.
Yeah, but they just provide so much, Lee, with their positions on both ends of the floor. You're going to see the Hamilton brothers just up and down, diving on the floor for loose balls, diving out of bounds. They provide so much for Coach Allen's crew.
And you hear the SHG players talk, and they talk about how valuable Will Hamilton is, no matter how many points he scores. Here's Schroeder driving into the lane and scoring. He had 8 points, 9 boards yesterday.
I like the drive from Schroeder. You want to test out that defense, especially early on. We'll see how strong you guys are defending on the ball. Dip that left shoulder down and focus his eyes on the rim to get that layup.
Zach Hawkinson, 22 points, 13 boards yesterday. Over the double team, he averages 16 a game.
Yeah, 22 and 13, as you mentioned, Lee, yesterday, excuse me. That's the matchup I want to see. Hawkinson versus Kaiser. Who gets the better of who?
Kaiser again. That one bounces long. He's a 40% three-point shooter. Here's Bardwell to the hole. Kaiser the rebound.
Nice spin from Bardwell, but you got to finish that.
Schroeder, the kick out to Mason, the sophomore, with the miss. He had 10 yesterday, an outstanding performance for him.
Very smart move from Bardwell to bring that ball back out. No numbers, bring it out, try and get something to go, but they turn it over.
Jake Hamilton called for the travel. There you get a look at Tim Allen, just his 4th year as head coach, 89 and 31. He said earlier in the postseason, we've got to be warriors, and never was that more true than tonight.
Saw Coach Allen in the tunnel before the teams came out, and he always just has a smile on his face. I walked over to him, introduced myself, and said, good luck tonight, Coach. He says, hey, we're looking to have some fun tonight, with a big smile on his face. It feels like it's Christmas morning for Coach Allen.
This is Drew Tucker.
Good hands from Bardwell.
That pass broken up. There you get a look at Danny Greaves, his 11th year at Metamora, 229 and 91. When he was hired 11 years ago, they said, hey, we're a football school. He just was coming off a state championship in Mississippi. They're like, you're going to have to change your mindset a little bit here. He said, I don't think so. And here he is. They made it to the Super in 2018 and lost in a heartbreaker.
Love that quote from him saying that, hey, they're the hunters, not the hunted.
Yeah.
So they're coming into Champaign with all the confidence in the world. And we saw that on display last night.
He also said we're in it to win it. Inside to Kaiser. He had to kind of tiptoe to avoid going out of bounds.
Yeah.
Metamora's had it now for over a minute.
And we saw that last night against Simeon, Lee. They're going to take their time within their offense and force you to make a mistake. They're not going to try and make a mistake on their sets. Once you become lazy, that happens there when they get those open looks.
Head fake, missed everything. Here come the Cyclones. We're 18-0 in the Central States 8. Only the second team to ever do that. Singleton to miss, and then the jump ball. And that will stay with Sacred Heart Griffin. We are 4 minutes and 2 seconds into the 3A state championship game between Metamora and Sacred Heart Griffin.
We've come to realize that we use too much plastic. Most people don't realize that traditional plastic is made from petroleum, which is a finite resource. Imagine if one day every water bottle could be made out of corn, a renewable resource.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post-frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Just underway, 3A state championship game. Here's our Illinois State keys to the game. Brought to us by ISU.
Got to have high hands if you're the Cyclones, making sure that you're making shots difficult and getting in the facial areas of the Redbirds when they take these attempts. Also, attack the paint. They made an impact scoring inside against St. Ignatius. They had 26 points, and for Metamora, they gave up 30 points in the paint to Simeon, and a big part of that is because Zach Hawkinson was a monster, 22 and 13, as we talked about a little bit earlier. And on the flip side, for the Redbirds, they got to have that same confidence like they had last night against Simeon. Be shot ready, hit 7 3-pointers against the Wolverines, and made them at a 50% clip. And Tyson Swanson has to be Tyson Swanson. He's led them all season long in points and rebounds. He has to continue to step up throughout all 4 quarters if the Redbirds want to take home that crown.
Kaiser on the block at the other end. And it's out of bounds. Metamora. You mentioned they were Middle Illini Conference champs, 13-1. They started 0-3 at the Tournament of Champions. Zach Schroeder, number 11, had a concussion in the first quarter of game 1, and Danny Reeves said they just weren't the same without him. Kaiser again for 3. Hit his first one. Now he's missed 2 in a row. Jake Hamilton to give to Bardwell. He gets Kaiser up in the air, and Kaiser will be whistled for the foul.
Such a smart move from Javion Bardwell there to get Kaiser in the air. It's a great tutorial on a head fake from Bardwell. Get him up in the air, wait for him to come down and draw that contact. But with Kaiser 1 of 4 from the 3-point arc in this first quarter, he's getting contested on every shot, except for that initial one that he made, and that still wasn't an open look. But you see the Cyclones, once he catches and once really any of the Redbirds catch, those hands are up and they're active. Closeouts are there and they're tracing the basketball.
Bardwell loses his footing, gets back up.
Bardwell doing a little Bob Cousy, a little curly kneel, falling down the ground, keeping his dribble.
Now Singleton had a little trouble, keeps his footing and scores. Sean Singleton averages 8.5 a game.
Great patience from Singleton. Has 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists in last night's semifinal win. Was very composed on that, and there he is in the open court.
Singleton the takeaway and the flush.
You feel the vibes at State Farm Center for the Cyclone fans. Sean Singleton is on one. 4 straight points. He's going solo in this thing right now.
6-0 run for SHG. Kaiser gets it inside to Swanson. He shoots over the double team and draws the foul.
Yeah, one of those where Will Hamilton just needs to wall up, and talking about getting up, Keyshawn Singleton says, hey, I know this is the 3A state championship game. I know that Lee Hall and Cam Smith are doing this broadcast. I hope I gave them enough material to make me look good, but if they didn't, it doesn't matter. I look good anyway on that dunk.
Tyson Swanson hit 2 big free throws yesterday. He once hit 147 straight in practice.
That has to be like a Guinness World Book record or something, or at least close to the record.
I'd have to go have a snack or something.
Hey, you can shoot the free throws and eat the sandwich or the snack at the same time. Ball in one hand,
okay.
Sandwich or snack in the other.
80% free thrower makes it a 1-point game now. SHG, the miss that time for Hamilton.
And what you saw there, all 5 black jerseys, unfortunately, they turned the ball over.
Taken away by Bardwell, and Hamilton turns it, or Hawkinson rather turns it over. Somebody got a hand in there.
Yeah. And exactly what that was, Lee, was, hey, we did a great job of boxing out all 5 black jerseys on the defensive glass. We got the ball, turned it over. Now we need to get that basketball back. So you saw the active fans, and they were able to get that ball deflected off the leg of Hawkinson.
Under 2 minutes to go now, opening quarter. Tucker gets to the block and retreats. Schroeder gets past his man, off the glass, and good tough shot. And Singleton's like, what else do I have to do defensively to stop it?
Listen, this is back-to-back nights of Schroeder making these tough finishes. We saw it against the length of Simeon last night in that semifinal game, and it's just rinse and repeat for him tonight. Going left with the left hand, kissing it high off the glass, that takes some skill. That's not luck.
He's headed to Olivet Nazarene, or at least he's got an offer from Olivet Nazarene, I should say.
I'll say this, Olivet Nazarene has some competition coming up behind him because Schroeder's been playing some good basketball in Champaign.
Oh, Singleton tries to return the favor. Gives it inside to Hawkinson. Kaiser got a piece of it, gets another one. And Hawkinson gets the bucket and one.
This is a 3A state championship game, right? Are we not surprised from the efforts? Look at this. Beautiful crossover move from Singleton. Dumps it off to Hawkinson. But there's Ethan Kaiser, a.k.a. Hair Jordan, right there. And Hawkinson says, yeah, I know you're battling with me, but I'm still going to keep going and have this stick-to-itiveness to finish this play with the and one.
6'5" junior, 69% free thrower, starting to get D1 interest. All 5 buckets in the paint for the Cyclones. They're back out on top by 2.
I mean, would you not want a 6'5", maybe 6'6" kid that just is a tireless worker in your program? If you're a D1 school, these mid-majors in the state of Illinois, why not?
He's a double-double man. He had a double-double in the Super. He had a double-double yesterday.
Yeah. Coach Tim Allen says, night in, night out, Zach Hawkinson brings it.
Metamora will hold for 1 here. Ethan Kaiser played in a state championship game in 8th grade for Hollis Grade School, which is just outside Peoria. 6 seconds. Schroeder. Now it's Tucker. And no good at the buzzer. Pretty good one so far. 8 minutes in. To Sean Singleton and the Cyclones, a 2-point lead.
IHSA, committed to keeping student athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Catching the latest blockbuster on opening weekend is always fun. But sharing a classic with the family? Well, that's even better, right? Like being a SethQ member is better than being a customer at a bank. My SethQ credit card is no balance transfer or annual fees. I can redeem my rewards, turn my card on and off, and more. Right here. So I can do more with my credit card. Like seriously upgrading our home theater. SethQ, not a bank. Better.
If you are currently working in the electrical industry and you're not receiving great wages, benefits, including guaranteed retirement income, paid health care, dental, vision, 401k, and more, we have positions open now with IBEW Local 34. Be a part of the electrical team on the front lines of the electrical revolution. Join us on the cutting edge of training in new electrical technology. Contact us today at IBEW34.org.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
IHSA Boys Basketball State Championships are brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. Illinois State University. Create your legacy at Illinois State. Illinois Corn Growers Association. Learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org.
The IHSA Boys Basketball Championships presented by OSF Healthcare. Our thanks to them. Lee Hall, Cameron Smith, Donnie Tillman. Right here, courtside at State Farm Center. 10th ranked Metamora, 6th ranked Sacred Heart Griffin. The Giant Killers facing off.
What we saw in that first quarter, Lee, was nothing less than tuck your chain in, guard your grill. You got to be tough to play in this ball game, especially if you're a Metamora, because Sacred Heart Griffin has really dominated them on the glass right now. +6 in the rebounding battle at 9-3. 4 of those 9 rebounds were on the offensive end. And check this out, Lee. 5 field goals made for Sacred Heart Griffin in that first half. 0 assists. As I mentioned, 4 offensive rebounds, 10 points in the paint. So it goes back to my key for the Cyclones of attacking the paint, because that's a vulnerable spot for the Redbirds.
Hawkinson picked up the foul. It's the second team foul on the Cyclones.
When I say tuck your chain in and guard your grill, basically it means it's a fight going down. Like, you know,
I kind of understood that.
You got to get ready.
I wasn't sure about the chain, but I got the grill.
Yeah. Keep your dukes up and get ready for battle, man.
All right.
If you're not ready to go to war, basketball war, then you need to sit on the bench.
Well, they are football schools.
That's true.
Or at least they were. Danny Green's opinion is no, not anymore. Tucker with the miss. And it's Schroeder on the follow, the offensive glass. He draws the whistle.
You're talking about Zach Hawkinson, but Schroeder has been a guy that this feels like the basketball is a magnet with him. I mean, look at him seek on this play. Seeks the ball, finds it, contact, and he's getting himself to the free throw line once again.
Zach Schroeder, an 80% free thrower. Menards, save big money on all your home improvement needs. Zach Schroeder said after yesterday's game, the upset of Simeon, he said, you just have to believe. They believe they can do it here again tonight.
100%. That's part of the recipe. If you don't have the confidence, or you don't have that belief, what are you doing on the basketball court? Like, that's sports. And a lot of times, it's really have to battle in certain situations. And that's what the Redbirds have. And you have to look none other than their head coach, and Danny Greaves. Like, he has his kids believing that they are giant killers, and they beat that huge giant yesterday. And Zach Schroeder was a part of that, had 8 points, 9 rebounds in that semifinal win against Simeon.
Jake Hamilton, the whirling dervish, and 2 more points in the paint for the Cyclones. They are owning the lane.
Yeah, 12 points in the paints for SHG. It's a point of emphasis in their game plan. Attack the paint, see what Metamora can do.
Matthew Zobrist, number 5 now in for Metamora, the freshman.
Talking about Zobrist yesterday, Lee. He has a nice little wiggle to his game. Just want to see him be a little more confident when he has the ball in his hands going to the rim.
Whoa. Inside to Swanson. He kind of got turned around, and a tough angle shot for him there.
Swanson tried to dip into his Kyrie bag right there with a little reverse miking.
Cyclones in the half court now. Hawkinson turns around, rolls it no good, and a big rebound by Schroeder if he can control it. pressure from the Cyclones, and Zobrist will bring it up.
Zobrist is a good-looking freshman. Great size on him. Lefty. 6'3", 165.
Schroeder with Bardwell hanging on to him. Now quickly ahead to Hamilton. Hamilton lays it up and no good. Hawkinson there for the follow.
Are we not surprised? Zach Hawkinson. That basketball comes off the rim. He's right there.
7.6 boards already for Hawkinson. Honorable mention All-Stater. Tough shot there for Tucker, but he got the whistle. And it looks like they got Jake Hamilton. No, it's on Bardwell. That's his first. Fourth team foul on the Cyclones.
You see Hawkinson there. Battling and battling. Look, he was so essential for the Cyclones in that win against East St. Louis. So essential. Out-rebounded the Flyers by 13. 36 to 23 in the rebounding battle. You do that against some high-profile athletes that everyone in the state knows, whether it's football or basketball from East St. Louis, you're doing something.
2-point lead for the Cyclones. Bardwell drives, tries to give it to Will Hamilton. Brought out of there by Tucker. And Singleton knocks it away from behind. Bardwell the other way. Bring it back out. Singleton for three. Long rebound comes to Zobrist.
You know what? I don't mind that three. Obviously, with Bardwell on the attack, didn't have anything in that first trip on the initial offense, but finds Singleton for a step-in three. You don't mind those shots.
That was the first three-point attempt for SHG. Kaiser again for three. That one was halfway down and comes out. Metamora now 1 of 7, and that one too tall for Singleton across the street. That would be an incompletion. Singleton is a wide receiver for the Cyclones. If he can't get it, nobody can. SHG up 2.
Introducing Master Force Boost 20-volt cordless power tools. The latest in heavy-duty innovation, where tool and battery intelligently sync for maximum power and performance. Brushless motors deliver up to 10 times longer life and 50% more runtime. More torque to drill through the toughest jobs. More speed to make short work of the project at hand. Master Force Boost, the newest member of our 20-volt line, exclusively at Menards.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up?
You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
We are back. Metamora trailing Sacred Heart Griffin by 2. A little past the halfway point in the second quarter. This portion of the IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals is brought to you by OSF Healthcare. When life gets hectic, you need healthcare that's easy. Visit osfoncall.org/urgent care. The IHSA back in Champaign, and it's a pretty raucous crowd here tonight on both sides. Oh, that's a great shot.
Best fat head we've seen. That is such an accurate depiction of head coach Danny Craze.
And we mean that in the best way possible, Danny.
But no, yeah, this energy inside of this arena is getting me hyped up.
Oh,
you know, when these two teams ran out and you feel that anticipation, and the student sections and the parents and people that have come all around the state and even out of state to come watch these teams play, it was just so electric.
There's a lot of fans upstairs, too. That's pretty cool.
Cyclone fan section upstairs has like a mosh pit going on. Be careful up there.
Kaiser not taking a three this time. Tyler Mason back in there. He drives, has it taken away by Bardwell. Singleton waves him off. Now he gets it. Hawkinson's going to try the three. And Mason skies for the rebound. Kaiser again with a shot fake.
Yeah, Redbirds are questioning themselves. Have you noticed that, Lee, with them in their offense in this first half, where they're a little unsure, except for Schroeder, who gets to the rim and doesn't get it to go, but they have to be more decisive and more exact in their movement.
Oh, Kaiser, nice timing to at least throw Hamilton off. Hamilton tried to dish, and he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Kaiser got up there. I didn't know he had this in his legs. Like, he timed that perfectly.
He was up there. Bryce Musgrave back in for SHG. He broke it up there, and I think somebody else got a hand on that ball, too. As the Redbirds did a good job getting back.
Hamilton laid that ball up. That was getting pinned against the glass. Kaiser was up there.
And the takeaway by Swanson, the 6'2 junior. SHG doing a nice job defensively. Metamora is shooting just 23%. Have not made a field goal here in the second.
And then 14% from 3.
Schroeder almost looked like a triple jumper in there. A little skip at the end. He's getting into the lane, but those are pretty tough shots. Hawkinson gives to Bardwell. Kaiser the block. And here comes Schroeder again. Watch out behind. And Bardwell's off the quick.
Yeah, he's been having a great first half at that point guard position.
Mason with the bucket. He's like, how much contact does there have to be till I get a whistle?
Like, come on, ref. I should be shooting the and one right now.
No kidding. Sacred Heart Griffins scoreless for 3 minutes. They have 7 field goals and 0 assists. What does that tell you?
Well, it lets me know there's a lot of one-on-one going on. So that's what that tells me. More flow offensively.
Ooh, Hawkinson with the bucket. Man. He almost got tied up. Managed to keep possession and score. He's got 9.
This kid's footwork in tight areas has been impressive these 2 days. Like, never rush when he has the ball in the paint. When he's cut off at one angle, uses his pivot and reverse pivot very nicely to go up and finish.
Tucker from the elbow. Had a Cyclones player flying at him. Schroeder again to the hoop. That one's off the glass and good. Yeah. Zach Schroeder with 7, I believe. 7, yes.
Such a smart move from Schroeder. If we can get a second look at that, I want to point something out on this drive. First, we're going to look at Hawkinson. Look at the pivot. Look at how he's moving his feet to finish and be creative around the rim. But then watch Schroeder. You see how he pushes that ball out off of that first left-hand dribble? When you stretch that ball out like that, that forces your body with momentum to cover more ground to create space from a defender. And we've seen him time and time again with that lefty finish inside the lane.
Will Hamilton returns. Jake Hamilton, 69% free thrower, over 1,000 career points. He's starting to get some D1 and D2 interest also.
Yeah. All the young kids watching the broadcast. You drive that basketball, stretch that ball out like you saw from Zach Schroeder. It'll force you momentum-wise to move forward, but then also cover more ground getting to the rim.
Where were you when I was in 7th grade?
Oh, man, I wish I had a time machine. We go back in time. It wouldn't have helped. No. You never know, man. Put in some hours in the gym. Get you out there playing.
I told you the other day, a good shooter, not a good maker. 1 point, Sacred Heart Griffin lead. Metamora's going to hold for 1.
And why not? I like it.
You can hear the countdown. Swanson for 3. No good. And Hawkinson's fling is too late. 1 point lead for Sacred Heart Griffin here at halftime. Sacred Heart Griffin shooting 40%, just 28% for Metamora. Leading scorer is Zach Hawkinson with 9 for SHG. Let's go over to Donnie Tillman. He's with Tim Allen.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, what will you talk?
18-17. What a great first 2 quarters of action we've seen here. And the crowd is, they're electric as well. This Class 3A battle has been, advertised. It's been hyped up. The players have met that expectation, no doubt about it. Of course, for SHG, Zach Hawkinson is playing well, 9.7 rebounds, playing like a man possessed inside. Just a junior. It's amazing when you look at this SHG starting lineup consisting of 5 juniors, all playing pretty well right now. But Zach standing above. He's really dominating the paint right now. 9.7 rebounds. Metamora has to find a way to put a body on him and keep him out of the paint and off the boards if they have any hope of getting a W tonight. Zach Schroeder, meanwhile, keeping Metamora really in this game. He's that intangible guy. He's a senior out there on the floor for the Redbirds, playing well, scrappy, going inside, coming up with big plays. 8 points, 5 rebounds right now for the Redbirds. He is a big reason they are in this game right now against SHG. We've got a lot more action coming up. We'll take a look inside the numbers when we come back. Don't go away. We'll have much more from Champaign.
It all starts here in the woods of Illinois. Walnut, hickory, oak, individually selected and harvested for your home. Each tree, each log, milled to perfection, with the same attention to detail for 2 generations. It's not just wood, it's Corsaw hardwood lumber. Grown in Illinois, made in Illinois. Corsaw hardwood lumber, just west of Canton, on Route 9.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
You know, prepping my meals for the whole week saves me a lot of time. And it helps me keep an eye on my spending, and that's even better, right? SEFQ does that too. Anytime, anywhere. And I can talk to a real person when I need to. My account has no monthly fee, so I can use my SEFQ debit card everywhere. At the grocery store, ATMs, and, well, here. So I don't have to eat my own cooking every day. Hi, everybody!
SEFQ, not a bank. Better.
And once again, welcome back to Champaign. Tony Cornish Jr. with you. Class 3A state championship game in progress. We're at halftime. 18-17. Quite a battle on the boards. SHG and Metamora are giving the fans quite a show here as they go for the top prize in Class 3A. Let's take a look now at our LiUNA halftime stat board. Field goals, 40% shooting from the field, 8 of 20 for SHG. That's impressive. Metamora wants to improve. They're at 28%, 5 of 18 shooting from the field. Free throws are at 100%. Metamora, 6 for 6 at the charity stripe. 67% shooting, 2 for 3 for Sacred Heart Griffin. 3-point field goals, SHG 0 for 2. Metamora 1 for 8. Both teams look to improve in that area. Rebounding, wow, what a battle it's been down in the paint. But SHG leading in that category, 16-9 right now. Points off turnover, well, we're dead even at 2 apiece. We'll have much more coming up. It's the Class 3A state championship game live from Champaign. You're watching the IHSA Sports Television Network.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post-frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
We've come to realize that we use too much plastic. Most people don't realize that traditional plastic is made from petroleum, which is a finite resource. Imagine if one day every water bottle could be made out of corn, a renewable resource.
Once again, welcome back to Champaign. We are at a halftime. IHSA Class 3A Boys Basketball State Championship for Class 3A. What a game it's been. The Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin leading by 1 at the break, 18-17 over the Redbirds of Metamora. Second half action is just moments away.
When you're college basketball star Kofi Coburn, taking on an opponent is easy, no matter their size. You know what else is easy? OSF On-Call Urgent Care. Healthcare when and where you need it. In person or online. OSF On-Call Urgent Care.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
Together, we made it through one of the most challenging years in our lives.
Together, we helped our schools and students achieve great things.
We all partnered and struggled and overcame together.
Because we know, together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated. Any other use of this broadcast or internet stream without the express consent of the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The IHSA Boys Basketball Championships presented by OSF Healthcare. We've got a good one here in Class 3A. Sacred Heart Griffin, the 1-point lead over Metamora for a state championship to follow here tonight. Let's go over to Donnie Tillman. He is with Danny Greaves.
All right, Coach, what did you talk to your team about during halftime?
Well, we struggled a little bit on offensive rebounds. They've got 4, we've got 1. You know, I always said it's going to be offense. It's going to sell tickets. Defense is going to win it. But defense and rebounds is what we've done best. We need a better job second half, or we're not going to win.
Besides rebounding, what else does your team need to improve on here in the second half?
Well, have a little bit more patience on offense. You know, we normally don't quick shoot. You know what? We got to get to a second and third side, soften them up a little bit, and then attack.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. Appreciate it. Back to you.
All right, guys, we've talked about this time and time again about how a lot of the greats come back and watch some great basketball. And what you're seeing right now is former Morgan Park High School boys basketball head coach Nick Irvin. And we all remember the run that his Morgan Park Mustangs had when they were in 3A, right? I mean, this is a guy that led 2 back-to-back in consecutive different time frames, back-to-back state championship teams for the Mustangs, and compiled one of the greatest records as a head coach in 3A in the state of Illinois. He's at Western Illinois now, assisting them and trying to get the Leathernecks back on track. And it's just fitting that he's back in Champaign because he coached Ayo Dosunmu when he was at Morgan Park. Adam Miller, Charlie Moore, a lot of guys that went on to have college success.
Great to see him, boy. It gives me chills remembering his great teams, and he's just a fun guy to talk to, I'll tell you. This is the first time since 2011 that a Chicago area, a Chicago City or suburban team has not been represented. That was Rock Island versus Centralia, and this is a downstate matchup here. Will it go to Springfield or will it go to Metamora? 10 or 15 miles outside Peoria.
Thinking about that Rock Island team. I'm sure people remember the name. Chason Randall.
Yes.
Finished his college career at Stanford. Their all-time leading scorer there. That 2011 season, he was co-Mr. Basketball with some guy named Ryan Boatwright that won the NCAA National Championship with UConn. So it's a great year of basketball in the state, as it always is in Illinois.
SHG goes inside to Zach Hawkinson on their first possession and take a 3-point lead.
SHG making sure that they are taking their time inside that lane. Look, Ethan Kaiser had 5 blocks lead in that first half. Now, the 3A title game record is 6. That was set by Stan Simpson of the Simeon Wolverines back in 2008. He's another guy that's connected to the University of Illinois. Started his career with the Illini, eventually transferred and finished his career with the Memphis Tigers. But Kaiser is right there on the cusp of tying history in blocks.
Metamora gets the possession arrow, so they will go at it again here on offense.
It's another reason why Nick Pinto, our statistician guy, is the best in the business. Pass me that note, and you should have saw my face. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
No doubt
Kaiser's on track to do that.
3 from the corner for Tyson Swanson, his first field goal of the night.
Yeah, Tyson Swanson has to get himself going. He was so impactful in that semifinal win against Simeon.
Bardwell defended well that time by Mason. Oh, here comes Hamilton. And Will Hamilton whistled for the foul. That's his first.
Swanson led all scorers in last night's semifinal game with 15 points. Was 2 of 4 from 3 as well. Get a second look at this. And square to the basket. Nice release. Not disrupted or interrupted by the defender closing out high.
Danny Greaves calls him their silent assassin.
That was the interesting thing about those 15 points last night, Lee. They were very sneaky. It wasn't like a big, impactful, hey, it's a 6-0 run by Swanson, but he just found himself, as he's doing now, in perfect positions to score the basketball.
Metamora takes a 2-point lead. Jake Hamilton. Tough follow-away jumper, doesn't get the roll, but Hawkinson is there for the follow. He's got 13.
Yeah, Ethan Kaiser talked about him having the 5 blocks, but when it comes to getting positioning, he's struggling a lot against Zach Hawkinson. Be interested, Lee, to see if the Redbirds go zone at some point.
Swanson again for 3. That's his second here in this run. He scored 3 straight field goals for Metamora.
And Swanson says, hey, Cam, we can worry about defense later. We're focusing on offense. I'm going on this solo mission myself.
Danny Greaves said in the summer that Tyson Swanson would be our leading scorer just by watching his improvement, and sure enough, he is at 14 a game. Here's Hawkinson, denied at the basket.
Are they giving Kaiser the block? Because if they are, he just tied the record. We're going to see with the stats. Wait for my guy Nick Pinto to let me know.
Redbirds a little helter-skelter there on the break. They bring it back out. We played just about 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Redbirds a 3-point lead. Swanson with the heat check.
A lot of people talk about the zone in basketball, sports in general. Tyson Swanson is in the zone. Everything we've seen from him on every part of the court, different areas, pull-up jumpers, catch and shoot. We saw him hit a 3. Like, this kid is in his bag and at the right time for the Redbirds as they stretch that lead out to 5.
He scored 10 straight points. All of the Metamora points here in the third quarter.
Silent assassin, man.
Not anymore.
No, not at all. But that facial expression never changes. You don't know if he has 30 or nothing or 0, you know. He's always in control, even keel, and that's how you want your players to be.
Hey, real quick, I want to say hi to Addie and Emmy Watson. Marcus, their daddy, was Metamora Redbird and won a regional back in the day. He was also a St. Jude patient and has been our friend all along. So hi to Marcus and Nancy and Addie and Emmy. Uncle Lee says hi all the way in Charlotte, North Carolina. Illinois State University's recent grads earn $12,000 more than the national average. Create your legacy at Illinois State University, just up the road in Normal. Lee Hall, Cameron Smith, Donnie Tillman, Tony Cornish Jr. with you here in Champaign. 3 ticks under 5 minutes to go in the third, and Tyson Swanson, to borrow a phrase from Dan Patrick, is en fuego.
I'm not sure if I'm more impressed of this run by Tyson Swanson or the student section from SHG knowing Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. Like that might be more impressive than this run that Tyson Swanson's going on.
That song's a lot older than we'd like to admit. Jake Hamilton in the lane. He's got 5.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from Jake Hamilton in this ball game. Had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal in the semifinal win against St. Ignatius. He has to try and pick himself up offensively.
Swanson with it. Now Hawkinson's on him. Giving away about 3 inches there. Schroeder drives into the lane. Around Singleton and scores. He's like Spider-Man in there. 9 for Schroeder.
Lucky lefty. He gets into that paint, those paint touches. His 2 feet in the paint, and he understands how to use his pivot feet to get space and create angles.
Hamilton the miss from the corner. Redbirds 5 of 5 from the floor. Mason the drive out of bounds, and we've got a timeout. 3:45 left in the third. Metamora's Tyson Swanson has gotten hot, and he has given the Redbirds a 5-point lead.
Introducing Master Force Boost 20-volt cordless power tools. The latest in heavy-duty innovation, where tool and battery intelligently sync for maximum power and performance. Brushless motors deliver up to 10 times longer life and 50% more runtime. More torque to drill through the toughest jobs. More speed to make short work of the project at hand. Master Force Boost, the newest member of our 20-volt line, exclusively at Menards.
We've come to realize that we use too much plastic. Most people don't realize that traditional plastic is made from petroleum, which is a finite resource. Imagine if one day every water bottle could be made out of corn, a renewable resource.
Back at the State Farm Center, the Cyclones fans out in force here tonight. Let's go over to Donnie Tillman.
All right, thank you, Lee. You may have seen him at a Metamora game or two throughout the season. I was able to find the Kaiser clones in the stands, and we have Rush Pace and Caden Turner. So I want to ask you, how did you guys come up with this idea?
We were driving home from the Ottawa game that Metamora just won, and they were like, we were just in the car, and his mom was like, hey, what if we got you guys Ethan Kaiser wigs for the state game, and you guys could wear them? And so we were like, all right, that'd be cool. And then so we wore them, and it's just been really fun and cool to watch Metamora go to state.
I think the wigs are good luck. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're really good luck. I knew Ethan from Curly Boot Camp. I went to their camp every year since I was 7, and I thought since he supported me, I'll support him.
All right, well, so far the support is going in a positive fashion. Metamora leading this contest. Guys, take it away.
Donnie, we saw you in the mullet yesterday. We got to see you in the Kaiser and the hair Jordan hair. You're not leaving until we see the Kaiser hair. Tucker got to the hoop, but denied.
I feel like that's been a theme for this year's semifinals and finals league. Like we saw it in one that you mentioned with Brighton Klingel, right, of Liberty with the mullet, Ethan Kaiser with the long draping hair, and even with Whitney Young with Daniel Johnson and Xavier Amos with the locks. All beautiful hair. I wish I got to get some tips from Xavier Amos from Whitney Young. You'll see it in our next game. Dave Bernhardt and calling that game, and it's going to be a good one.
Tucker, the miss. Well, Ethan Kaiser's had that look since he was a freshman. He was a starter as a freshman, and he hasn't varied.
Yeah, he stayed committed with it. I mean, if you're going that route, you got to be all in. You can't be on the fence. That takes some commitment.
He missed a couple of weeks earlier this year. He got COVID and then pneumonia, lost 12 pounds. He's battled back and been a force for Metamora. Only 3 points tonight, but how many blocks? The last check, 5 blocks. So a defensive force. Hawkinson goes up against him. He got another block, but whistled for the foul. Or it might have been on Schroeder for coming in on the help. We'll see.
Yeah, you can tell
it was Schroeder.
Kaiser was so unhappy that he took the headband off.
It's 2 on Schroeder. First team foul on the Redbirds here in the half.
Yeah, it was a great weak side trap from Schroeder over there. You see him there just kind of shadowing Hawkinson, trying to see where he's going to drive or spin into. But at that point, when you get him picking up that dribble, you got to wall up, hands straight up, force Hawkinson to score over the top of you.
Matthew Zobrist back in for Metamora. He's wearing number 5. Hawkinson now with 14. Nice screen that time from Kaiser. Ooh, a full head of steam for Drew Tucker. His first field goal of the night.
Yeah, Tucker getting past that defender with one move, didn't mess around with the basketball, and just launching himself to the rim.
That's Metamora's biggest lead, I believe. It's 6. Bardwell the miss, gets it back off the glass and good for Bardwell. That's his first field goal of the night.
Yeah, that's playing outside, playing with your friends type of basketball where you get that offensive rebound, you just go right into the chest of your defender and kiss it off the glass.
Tim Ellen says he's crafty with the ball, and he showed it there. 1:20 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, Bardwell's had a really nice game.
Hamilton whistled for the very physical defense there. That's the second on him, the second team foul here.
See, there's that one move, an in and out. Doesn't have to do 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. As you see some of these, you can't see me on camera, but I'm putting up air quotes. These trainers out here teaching these kids of doing 3 or 4 or 5 moves, and they don't even go 2 feet. Make one move, get to the rim.
And that's the first missed free throw tonight for Metamora.
It's about going north and south, not east and west with that basketball.
Schroeder, the only senior in the Metamora starting 5. He's in double figures now with 10. Late third quarter action, a 3A state title on the line. 8 state football championships combined between these two schools, but this is the first state finals appearance for both schools in high school basketball. Jake Hamilton trying to work his magic in the lane, but he traveled.
Now, we've seen that a couple of times with Jake Hamilton. I saw one in the first half where he comes to that complete jump stop and just gets a little case of the happy feet where he lifts that pivot foot up.
Tucker brings it across. 4 Metamora Redbirds in the starting lineup, average double figures.
Seeing how the Redbirds have everything spaced out. Look at the angles, the passing angles. Of course, they're trying to run this down for the final shot, but they're waiting for that opportunity. Got Kaiser there, right there, free throw line extended, setting that screen, setting those cross screens coming off, and you got guys running their angles off of that. Trying to see if they can get something going with the ball screen, maybe bringing Kaiser out. Maybe be some pick and pop action with him.
10 seconds. Swanson drives. The defender goes down. Swanson scores. 14 for him. Largest lead for Metamora. The shot at the buzzer, no good. It's a 7-point Metamora lead as they went on a big run here in the third quarter. 10 straight points for Tyson Swanson and a 7-point lead for the Redbirds headed to the fourth.
If you are currently working in the electrical industry and you're not receiving great wages, benefits, including guaranteed retirement income, paid health care, dental, vision, 401k, and more, we have positions open now with IBEW Local 34. Be a part of the electrical team on the front lines of the electrical revolution. Join us on the cutting edge of training in new electrical technology. Contact us today at IBEW34.org.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, we have new inventory arriving every day, and you can reserve yours today. Check in with us to see what's on the way from Chevrolet, and reserve yours before it gets away. Find us at GrimmChevy.com and make 2022 the year you drive away in a Chevrolet, the Bob Grimm way.
Start your next project at Builders Warehouse. We have over 15 colors of vinyl laminate flooring in stock, starting at $1.85 a square foot. Get it done at Builders Warehouse on Southwest Washington Street, or visit us online at bwpeoria.net.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
Menards in-game summary. Metamora's picked up the shooting. They took that quarter 17-9.
Yeah, and it was just Tyson Swanson says, I want to just get into my bag a little bit. You know what? Let me dig a little deeper into my bag and just go on a run. So effective, efficient. Got a lot of his points in the mid-range, pull-ups, catch and shoots. We saw him make a three, finish off the quarter, stay strong with the ball. Got another one to go. You're going to see Zach Hawkinson, speaking of staying strong with the ball, getting himself to the free throw line.
Zach Schroeder whistled on the reach. That's his second team foul. Our fourth quarter free throws presented by OSF Healthcare. And just to wrap up the numbers for Swanson in that third quarter, he was 7 of 9 from the floor, 12 points. Sacred Heart had 9 points.
Superhuman effort from Tyson Swanson in that third quarter. But that's sending a message to his other teammates, like, guys, I know you appreciated what I did in the third quarter, but I need some backup. I need some help. Follow my lead. I laid the groundwork of how to get points against this team. Follow the lead. Let's try and get closer to this victory.
Physical defense right in front of us by Singleton. Hawkinson now 16 points after those 2 free throw makes. Yeah. He's a rebound away from yet another double-double.
Coming off of that third quarter, SHG needs a stop here.
Here's Zobrist. His father played at Bradley. He was a great Metamora Redbird player. And a collision on a screen, and let's see who they got. It's on Will Hamilton. That's his third team foul on the Cyclone. So Hamilton will come out. Musgrave comes in for the Cyclones.
Yeah, situation there for Hamilton. A little frustration just running over the Redbirds player. Got to keep those emotions in check.
He'll lose it out of bounds. How did he get that open?
Yeah. Well, for Tim Allen, he's like, I don't know how he got that wide open, but it's a stop. Let's build off of that.
And a missed opportunity for the Redbirds.
Yeah.
1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter.
Need more movement with Hawkinson.
Here's Jake. Here comes the double team. Schroeder reached in, didn't get called that time.
See, I'd like to see Hawkinson get that basketball around that block area. I know that he's capable from the perimeter as Bartwell goes in, doesn't get it to go, but look at Hawkinson.
Hawkinson takes it away and scores.
Zach, go ahead and flex. You deserve it. The mean scowl. Look, you are being a grown man down in that paint. Look at this rebound. Rebounding outside of his area. One hand to pull that in and takes the defender up with him for the and one. You don't account for number 21 in white. It'll get your feelings hurt.
That's 4 fouls now on Zach Schroeder. Hawkinson's got his double-double now. 19 and 10 so far.
Wow. 22 and 13 last night. 19 and 10 tonight. Putting in overtime.
Metamora's lead down to 2 now. They led by 7 actually after 3.
And what's really catapulted them to cut within this league? Defensive stops, Lee. After every stop, they've made score baskets.
Danny Greaves takes timeout. He was a coach at Peoria Notre Dame, at Woodruff. He spent 14 years in Mississippi. He is 2-0 in state championship games. And he'd like to keep it perfect here.
Just going state to state, winning championships.
And he said there's nothing like Illinois basketball, nothing compared.
Oh, you best believe it.
Learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org. Lee Hall, Cameron Smith, Donnie Tillman, Tony Cornish Jr. with you here courtside at State Farm Center. 6:22 to go in the fourth. Or should we say regulation? Is 32 minutes enough? We said earlier we hate to see this end for us. This is our last game together here this weekend, and it's a new format. It's wild. It's crazy. It's a lot of basketball, but man, is it a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday and Friday took a lot out of us just because of so much with the games and the energy, but once Championship Saturday started with that 1A matchup with Liberty and Yorkville Christian, we were rejuvenated.
Mason lost it. Battle for it. Jump ball, and it will go to Metamora. Did he get a timeout before the jump ball? Wow.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Try and get a second look at that.
Well, I thought the whistle was for a held ball, and excuse me for that. Metamora gets timeout. So real quick, just before he'll take another look, and this is, of course, courtesy of our great crew here, and I want to give them a shout out. While you and I get to take a break and do 2 games a day, these people have been here for every single game, and I just want to say thank you publicly to all of them, because they all make us look good and sound good and bring it right to you. And I hope that you're feeling on your end what I felt as a kid watching this tournament.
Yeah.
Because it's so special to me still. 1973, my first memory watching my mom's hometown, Ridgeway, win the 1973 Class A title. That's Ridgeway, no E.
To let everybody know it's real. I feel that, Lee. No, our crew, they're the real MVPs.
Tucker got it taken away, but Bardwell was on the line. Ooh, that's a break for the Redbirds.
Just going to take another second to shine a light on our crew because, as you mentioned, morning to night, production, everything has been flawless. Really, truly superhero work that they've been doing in Champaign. And I say this all the time, Lee. All superheroes don't wear capes. We got superheroes on this broadcast and with our production team.
Mason gets inside. The sophomore had 10 in the semifinal. He's got 4 tonight. I know somewhere Tom Kelly and Floyd Brown and Frank Bassoni and Art Kimball are pretty proud of what's being produced here on TV locally and all across the world. Metamora now bringing it across with a 4-point lead late. Knocked out of bounds. It's off Sacred Heart Griffin, and it will stay with the Redbirds. All right. Back to basketball now.
Woo! Erasing that shot. Mason says, nuh-uh, Javion.
I think Tucker might have got a hand in there, too. It was a 2-for-1 for the Redbirds.
Defense by committee.
Well, Danny Greaves said it. It's one of his great lines. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins championships.
Those are facts.
He's got some great ones. Practice is hard. Games are easy.
Keep an eye on this, Lee. Now you're seeing the Cyclone.
Mason, just like against Simeon, the Redbirds spread it out and get the cut down the lane in the wide open bucket.
See, Lee, that's why you're my guy. You took the words right out of my mouth, because this is what we saw last night against Simeon. The Redbirds spread you out offensively, and it creates driving lanes. And watch for Tyson Swanson. When he's coming up for a screen, he's not really screening. It's more so of a slip to the basket, and that's why they were so successful against the Wolverines, because a team that can shoot, you're really at their mercy.
Zobrist out to Kaiser, and he gets hammered. He shot Singleton, didn't mean to hit him that hard. He's a wide receiver for the Cyclones, and Ken Leonard, and he put a pretty good shot on Kaiser there. And that's the bucket by Mason. And here's the collision. Tell me this didn't hurt. Oh,
yeah, that's tough.
Poor Ethan Kaiser's 6'6", 186. He just got drilled.
Well, he's been getting drilled all night battling Zach Hawkinson down the paint. But even with Kaiser, he's 1 of 5 from 3, but he gets the respect and the hard closeout from Singleton, because you don't want to get that type of player hot.
The Metamora fans give him a big hand. Coming up after this one, and this one's still got 4:37 left at least. It's Whitney Young and Glenn Bard West.
Oh, man. Heavyweight battle. You know, head coach Jason Opoka for the Hilltoppers is my former teammate at Gordon Tech High School in Chicago. And the special thing about him being down in Champaign along with myself, our other former teammates, Dillion Sneed was an assistant for DePaul College Prep, who finished in 3rd place in 2A this weekend. And then our other teammate, Julian McElroy, who played his basketball in Northern Illinois, his son, Jalen McElroy, was on that DePaul Prep team. So, again, I brought this up earlier with our former head coach, Scott Vogelmill, who unfortunately passed away. I know he's smiling down on us, proud that we're all teachers in various forms for the game of basketball.
There's not going to be a quiz on all those connections.
Oh, 100%. You better believe it.
Okay.
You better believe it.
All right. Teammate, coach, teammate, son. Okay, I got it.
It's a lot of Gordon Tech Ram history and pride in Champaign.
All right. Well said.
And, of course, Tom Kleinschmidt, head coach of the DePaul Prep Rams. So,
Metamora this half, 9 of 13 from the floor, 69%. You bet. Give him some love, man. Give him some love.
Got to. They're 9 of 13 in the money quarter. Kaiser was open for that after that screen. They just got that in.
Mason almost got a 5 count there. 4.5 to play in regulation. Swanson wanted it inside.
Yeah, because he has a mismatch against Javion Bardwell. They'll try and look at that again.
Bardwell just 5'10", and now another tie-up as Kaiser hits the deck again. This time it was Hawkinson with the body shot.
Sacred Heart Griffin has to understand the foul situation.
That's 2 on Hawkinson, 5 on the Cyclones.
A couple more on the Redbirds are in the bonus. Here's the thing. Defensively, you're down 6. You're trying to create pressure, but how the Redbirds play, they get opened up back doors like that, but then a great turnover.
Bardwell got it. Hawkinson the other way. Hamilton, rather.
Good job, Javion Bardwell battling down there. We said it was a mismatch, but he thinks otherwise, getting great position. They try to get another one there.
Here comes the double team. Swanson fights through it, and now called for the travel. They're letting Sacred Heart Griffin play physical, and they get the turnover there. We're midway through quarter number 4. Sacred Heart Griffin coming on. Back within 4.
Have you said yes to being an organ, tissue, and eye donor? It's a powerful decision to give life to others when you're gone. Today, we cheer for Maddie, her family, and all those who say yes to donation. You have the power to save and enhance lives. Sign up today at donatelifeillinois.org. That's donatelifeillinois.org. And say yes to being a donor.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Metamora, the 38-34 lead on Sacred Heart Griffin. Metamora led by 7 after 3 quarters. Our Donate Life Illinois assist of the game. The pass ahead to Jake Hamilton for the easy 2.
Yeah, live ball turnovers lead to open, easy baskets for the Cyclones. Before we went to break, they created another turnover. Now, what was once 6 is now 4. Momentum back on your side. Whatever that choice is, whatever Tim Allen drew up in that timeout, it has to involve Zach Hawkinson. Try and see if you can get a 2-man game going with him and Keyshawn Singleton, but it has to be Hawkinson with that basketball.
A 3 would make it a 1-point game. Inside Hawkinson, he gets the double team, battles through it, still going. Kaiser got a piece of it. That's his 6th block. And he takes it away. And a jump ball call. And it goes to Metamora.
Well, there was the record-tying block for Ethan Kaiser. Ty Stan Simpson of the Simeon Wolverines, who set that record in 2008. There it is there. So he has his name in the history books. And with 3:36 left, he has a chance to break that record.
Here comes the pressure. Kaiser brings it up against Hawkinson, now gives it off to Tucker. Guarded closely by Jake Hamilton. You can hear the Metamora fans making racket.
Yeah, trying to do a little influencing on the officials.
Yeah. SHG has picked it up intensity-wise and with physicality. And that's going to be a foul against Bardwell. That's his second, 6th foul. So next foul, Metamora will be in the bonus.
Yeah, Schroeder recognizing that Bardwell was caught in a bad position. Kind of in between, right? I mean, wasn't over on the sideline just enough to cut that off. So when he tried to slide over, Schroeder knew that just to drive that basketball to create a foul.
Metamora has to be extra strong with the basketball here in the final 3:04.
Look at this on-ball pressure for Bardwell.
There's Singleton getting a hand on it. And now a quick whistle on Bardwell, and the Sacred Heart Griffin fans don't like that. That's his 3rd, and that is the 7th team foul.
That's a little bonus situation. Let's get a second look at this and see. Unless there's body contact that we aren't seeing, because my eyes are going directly towards the basketball and seeing if there was contact there with that, but the officials saw it as a foul. So now the Redbirds are at the line in the bonus.
The 1-and-1 for the sophomore. He's just 50% at the line this year. But he has played a whale of a tournament here. 4th quarter free throws presented by OSF Healthcare. He had 10 yesterday, 2 of 3 behind the arc. That one rattles no good. The Metamora lead is 5 with 2:48 to play.
Smart move from Hawkinson. Trailing on that break. Could have shot that basketball. Would have been a bad shot, but he wants his team to get back within offense to get a better look.
Hawkinson for 3. That's way long. He's made 18 this year.
Yeah, but at this point, you don't need that right now. Too much time left to start shooting threes for a guy that isn't comfortable from that area.
Mason gets it across. And now Swanson brings it out. Singleton takes it away and lays it in.
Listen, Singleton has been a force on the ball and in passing lane. We've seen this all nightly, him in the passing lane, deflections. Here comes another one, right? Going to get the back tip there. Wow. Swanson being a little careless with the ball. And when you get the ball that close to the hoop and you're Keyshawn Singleton, you know what to do with it. Eyes on the rim, up the entire time. Didn't have enough juice to try and get up above the rim as we saw him in the first half do with that open court dunk. But nonetheless, it's 2 points. Now your team is down 3 with 2:15 left.
Keyshawn Singleton picking up the defensive intensity. That's his 3rd steal of the game, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. 3-point game, 2:15 to play.
Lee, I'm looking around State Farm Center, and it's filling up. Like, not only are you getting treated to a great 3A game between Sacred Heart Griffin and also Metamora, then you got the big heavyweight battle coming up next after this with Whitney Young and Glenbard West.
These Sacred Heart Griffin players have had a lot of success in the postseason. Yeah, it's pretty loud. It's pretty crowded. Some of these guys have never, ever missed a playoff since 6th grade. They've always gone to the championship game.
2 years, no state tournament. Oh!
And Singleton, I believe, whistled for the foul. It was Singleton. That's his first. Check that, his second 8th-team foul.
And you can see kind of the aftermath with that on that foul on Singleton. That left arm, as the official pointed to his left side after he made that call, was like, yeah, Singleton wrapped around the body of Swanson to try and get that steal.
Swanson missed the first. Metamora's missed the front ends of both of their bonus opportunities here. Bardwell blocked out of bounds by the sophomore Mason.
Very nice recovery from Mason there on the block as he was beat on Bardwell. See, Bardwell puts that ball out, that dribble I talked about earlier. Try and cover ground, but Mason's there the entire time. Way to make up for it.
And 7 team blocks. Kaiser's got 5 of them. Jake Hamilton can't get the roll, and it's Schroeder with the rebound. Here's the double team.
Some help. He needs some help.
Steps through it and gets it ahead to Mason. Now Kaiser. Under 2 minutes to play. Here comes Will Hamilton. The takeaway. And no bucket, but he will go to the line as he was chased down by a couple of Metamora defenders. And let's hope everybody's okay. Boy, you cannot. That was just a. That was not a super lazy pass here, but it was just enough. Fouls on Drew Tucker, his first.
And the pursuit on this. Hamilton eyes on the rim the entire time, as he should. He gets himself to the free throw line as he knocks down the first.
Hamilton 69% at the line. He can make it a 1-point game. The junior makes them both 39-38. And here's the pressure from the Cyclones.
Here we go, Lee.
Tucker bringing it up. Trips up. Jump ball. That's going to go to Griffin.
Will be SHG possession. The defense getting the Redbirds off their square. They're knocked off their square. See, just getting tripped up a little bit, Tucker was, after he went behind the back. Lost his footing a little bit.
(39-38). Singleton feeling it. Now it's Bardwell. Minute 20.
Got to make sure you pay attention to the dump-offs on these drives.
Take away by Kaiser. Schroeder with it. Now Tucker steps out of bounds. Metamora rattled by this pressure.
That's a smart move from Tim Allen. He's going to call a timeout. He needs to calm down his players because it's a lot of carelessness happening on both sides with the basketball.
6 Metamora turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Their lead cut to 1 here with a minute 4 left.
All right, Lee, you're the Cyclones. You have the basketball. They try to get some things going with that dribble weave and trying to get guys to the basket. The point I was going to make before they turned it over was, if they get a guy driving to the basket, you got to remember where Zach Hawkinson is, because he loves to play those short corners. Get a second look at it, and there, that is clear as day. That right foot of Tucker is there on the sideline. So great call from the official. But on those drives, for a guy like Zach Hawkinson that loves to play those short corners and that deep paint area, you got to see if he's going to try and make himself available for a dump-off, but also account for him if that ball comes off the rim, because he's a phenomenal offensive rebounder.
3 timeouts left for Metamora, 1 for the Cyclones. Sacred Heart Griffin ball down 1, a minute 4 to play. A 3A state championship on the line. It will be the first for whoever wins. Here comes Keyshawn Singleton.
See the defense from Metamora. They're sagging in really deeply, especially when Hawkinson has that basketball. Kaiser knows he's not a threat from three.
Inside Hawkinson.
There it is, the drive. Hawkinson, short corner, deep paint position. Keyshawn Singleton saw his teammate there for the easy deuce.
Cyclones up 1. 6-0 run for SHG. Swanson for 3. Metamora up 2. And Schroeder takes it away. And there's a foul and a tangle underneath.
Yeah, nothing there. Just Hawkinson falling over the top of Schroeder after the foul. And you can see Hawkinson is just gassed. He's giving it his all. What a pass from Singleton. As I mentioned, you got to watch out for Hawkinson deep in that paint. And then Tyson Swanson.
His third 3 of the game.
We saw him in the third quarter just go bananas, winning this bag, and now stepping up at the right time in the fourth quarter for the Redbirds.
Third foul on Hawkinson. 9 team fouls on Sacred Heart Griffin. 20.4 left. Zach Schroeder, 80% free thrower at the line. 2 of 3 tonight. Correction, 3 of 4 tonight. No good. Loose ball. Metamora up 2. 16 seconds. Cyclones with it. Singleton in the foul by Tucker, and they've got fouls to give, so pretty good play there by Tucker. His second. Team foul 5. 12.7 left. Sacred Heart Griffin has 1 timeout. Metamora with 3. Somebody's taken out a timeout here. It's Sacred Heart Griffin, so no more timeouts for them.
Yes, interesting situation for Tim Allen. Was speaking with the staff, trying to decide, should we call the timeout? Should we try and save it? Because you know that Metamora has another foul to give. So if I'm Danny Greaves, I'm letting my players know, like, look, we're going to foul. Run a little bit more time off. But if you feel like you're in a bad position and you're about to get beat, just give the foul right away. All right? You don't want to give up any free runs to the rim, especially with those dump-offs, as we saw from Singleton to Hawkinson, to put them up. But now, again, you're chasing 2. Whatever's being drawn up for the Cyclones, again, it has to involve Zach Hawkinson.
2 to tie, 3 to win for Sacred Heart Griffin. 12.7 left. They will inbound on the sideline. Bardwell to inbounds, and Danny Greaves calls timeout after he sees the formation there and the play, the out-of-bounds play for Sacred Heart Griffin.
Hey, use him or lose him. He had 3, now he has 2. Why save him? 12 seconds left. Why save him at this point? Get a look at the setup, the formation for the Cyclones. That sideline out of bounds and try and get some reads. You've talked about this time and time again of just the basketball mind of Danny Greaves, winning state championships in Mississippi. So he's seen a lot of basketball, has learned from the best. So I'm sure he was able to try and decode some things and see maybe where that play was going to try and end up.
Did a superb coaching job yesterday in the semifinals. Taking the Rubin twins mostly out of that game.
Yeah.
Now what will he come up with here defensively, which he has preached all year to this Redbirds team. 12.7 left. The Cyclones can tie it with 2 or win it with a 3.
There we got Keyshawn Singleton taking it out on the sideline. Whoever gets that basketball, I want to see Singleton get that ball back and get downhill to try and create for himself or a teammate for a dump off.
Here we go. Singleton to inbounds. To Jake Hamilton. Swatted away. Hamilton gets it back. 7 seconds. And a foul against the Redbirds with 7 seconds left. It's on Tyson Swanson, his second. That's 16 fouls now, so no more to give for the Redbirds.
And the Redbirds players have to get that message out. No more fouls.
Singleton inside to Hawkinson for the tie. Yes, with 3 seconds left. Danny Greens calls timeout. There's 1.1 on the clock, and they will politic for more time. And we're going to talk about it. The clock was a little slow to stop. Let's see how much.
They have a case. They do have a case.
Hawkinson with 23 to tie this game.
We talked about this, Lee. Whatever is drawn up in that timeout for the Cyclones, and Tim Allen did it. It has to involve Zach Hawkinson. It's more time added on the clock for the Redbirds. 2.5 now.
What can you do in 2.5?
Give it a bucket. 2.5 is a lot of time. I mean, it has to set up perfectly, right? I mean, from the inbounds pass to the person catching it. Whoever is catching that basketball, their momentum has to be going towards their rim. You can't catch that basketball going back to the ball. That passer has to lead that teammate going towards their rim to try and get an attempt.
There's Aaron Zobrist with his arms crossed, the former Bradley Brave. His son Matthew, a big part of this game. 42 all. SHG with 17 field goals in this game, all in the paint tonight.
Doing some work.
They attacked the paint, which is what you said they had to do in the pregame.
34 paint points on this evening. There's just been grown men down there. Cyclones have to know that number 22 in black still exists. He's 3 of 4 from 3.
Metamora still has one timeout left. 2.5 left. He can run the baseline. That's Zach Schroeder with it. Will it be a miracle or will it be overtime? Here we go. Schroeder to Swanson from half court for the win. And we've got overtime. Well, I think I said with 6+ minutes left, the phrase in regulation.
You did say that.
So blame me.
Yeah, I was going to say, anybody out there that needs somebody to blame is Lee Hall. Get a second look at this. Even though Swanson didn't get that basketball going towards his rim, he still got a great look to get this shot off. A little gamesmanship there. You see they're trying to get the charge. Mason did, but referees aren't going to call that call in this type of situation. You still get a great look from Swanson, who, as I mentioned, was 3 of 4 from 3 before that shot. Extra basketball in the State Farm Center.
It's all free.
Why not? This March, we got 2 great teams. We got a great atmosphere, a great crowd. The Rich Township Band has been floating with how they've been doing their musical selections. It's all great mixtures of elements, making for just a memorable night.
We said we didn't want it to end, and it hasn't. 4 more minutes at least here as Metamora and Sacred Heart Griffin go into overtime. Metamora led 34-27 after 3, but Sacred Heart Griffin battles and forces overtime. Zach Schroeder has 4 fouls. Will Hamilton has 4 fouls. Metamora now has 2 timeouts as each team gets a timeout for overtime, and Metamora apparently carries over. Sacred Heart Griffin with 1 timeout. 6 ties, 6 lead changes. 4 more minutes for a state title. And Sacred Heart Griffin will have first crack at it.
I expected nothing less. For the 3A crown, we've seen grit. We've seen extra just godlike playing on the offensive end. Extra hustle. All of those things, all of those elements have made for one of the best games in 3A state championship history.
Kind of a hush over the crowd now as nobody knows what to expect here in overtime. Of course, they go to Hawkinson. Now it's Jake Hamilton trying to create in the lane. Up and over, but no good. Schroeder will bring it up. And SHG has backed off on the pressure. Maybe they are a little gassed after that 4th quarter effort.
Yeah.
Mason. Now back to Swanson.
Trying to see what they can get in this spread offense. You see the driving lanes are there once again, so they're getting 2 feet in the paint on these dribble drives. It's just a matter of time when they can try and connect and hook up on something. I like this 2-man game between Swanson and Kaiser.
Schroeder brings it back out.
Coach Greaves is calling C. Going to set play from the Redbirds.
Schroeder said after the game yesterday, you got to believe. That still holds true for the Redbirds here. Ooh, almost trouble there for the Redbirds as Kaiser gives it off to Swanson. Over a minute on this Redbirds possession. Patient, tied here at 42.
Yeah. With the Cyclones, you got to stay disciplined. You have to defend without fouling. I know you've been playing defense for an extended period of time, but don't get lazy.
Back cut by Mason, and he's open.
There it is. That's what happens when you keep a defense on that end of the floor for so long. Guys start to relax, drop their shoulders. Now they're standing up. They're not in the stance anymore, and you get cuts like that.
Here's Singleton into the lane. Mason now with 9. He had 10 in the semifinals. Under 2 minutes to go in overtime. Metamora back on top by 2.
Jake Hamilton one-on-one again against Tyson Swanson.
Off the glass and good for Hamilton. He's got 9.
Yeah, that time he got the better of Swanson on that drive. Swanson has done a great job of just forcing Hamilton to pick up that dribble and have him go into a 2 or 3 counter move. That time it was Hamilton going right to the rim with the left.
Hamilton's mom, Sandy, is a state representative. He wants to get a proclamation from mom in the state capitol.
So you're saying there's a lot on the line for Will Hamilton and Jake Hamilton.
A lot on the line for all of them. Here's Schroeder. Kaiser for 3. We haven't heard from him for a while. That one's off the mark. Ahead to Hamilton. Kaiser hustles ahead and fouls before the shot to avoid the easy layup. And that will be 2 on Ethan Kaiser.
Listen, it takes a lot of confidence to try and make that type of pass in this situation of the game, but the trust that Hamilton had in Hawkinson and vice versa, it gets Hawkinson to the free throw line.
Hawkinson now 6 of 7 at the line tonight, 24 points.
He's just a calming force for Tim Allen's team. We talked to him earlier this week. Night in, night out, Tim Allen knows that Zach Hawkinson is going to produce.
25 now for Hawkinson to go along with 12 rebounds. And SHG with a 1-point lead, or 2-point lead with 1 minute to play.
Got to watch out for those cuts and those coming off those screens being set. Free throw line extended. Swanson with the slip, and he did get there.
By Singleton.
Great job on the help side defense for the Cyclones.
Danny Greaves trying to call his defense to pressure, and now Mason whistled for the foul. That's 7 on Metamora, so it will be free throw time. Actually, it is 8th team foul. And Javion Bardwell at the line for the first time tonight. He's a 69% free thrower. Up 2. Missed it. Here come the Redbirds. They need 2 to tie.
Cyclones have to defend without fouling. Don't pick up a cheap one.
Schroeder. Kaiser the tip. Tips it out. Run down by Tucker. And now it's Mason with 26 seconds. Danny Greaves uses one of his 2 timeouts.
Listen, Jake Hamilton.
Look at that look.
Oh, man, you don't want that look. If you're a player walking back to the huddle, that means you're about to get an earful. But Jake Hamilton was screaming over to Javion Bardwell saying, no fouls. Don't send him to the bonus. We're up 2.
Yeah, but next Sacred Heart Griffin foul would be double bonus time for Metamora. The Redbirds need a basket to tie. A 3 would win it.
Seeing Tyson Swanson come up in big moments for this Redbirds team, not only tonight but last night against Simeon. We mentioned led all scorers in that 3A semifinal with 15 points. Very sneaky. Points here, 3 there. Next thing you look at the box score, you're like, man, Tyson Swanson had 15 points? He had 5 rebounds? Man, he just made some big plays in crucial moments. 2 of 4 from 3 last night as well. And doing a great job tonight, too. So, drawing something up for the Redbirds. You got Swanson there. I like what they have with that spread offense. Keep it there. Try and see if you can get Swanson working on something off the dribble with Kaiser as well. Keep Kaiser at that free throw line extended. Maybe it's a dribble handoff, maybe it's a ball screen, but it has to involve those two players because as a defender, you have to account for them shooting the ball and also driving.
Drew Tucker will take it out of bounds. The Redbirds have one timeout left, as do the Cyclones. The inbounds to Schroeder. Now it's Kaiser. 19 seconds. Tucker drives. Turnaround jumper is good. Tie game with 13 seconds left. We're tied at 46. Jake Hamilton. Nowhere to go, and he's called for the travel with 4 seconds left. He can't believe it, and it's Metamora ball with 4 seconds to play. Tied at 46. A little bit more time this time around for the Redbirds.
Get a second look at this. Let's see if those feet move after that jump stop from Hamilton.
Here it is to Tucker across half court. 1 second, under a second. He's not going to get a shot off as he lost control. And we've got double overtime.
So extra basketball is what you're saying, partner.
You got it.
All right, here we go. Hey, it's Saturday night. We got nothing to do.
I'm telling you, I'm looking around during that last timeout. This place is almost full to the rafters. Yeah. Maybe in preparation for the 4A game, but what more could the IHSA ask for than this game? A couple of football powerhouses playing for a state title in double overtime, tied at 46. Oh, the drama.
It just feels right. We haven't been in Champaign since 1995. It's just fitting that we get this type of high-level basketball and the drama, more importantly, in this 3A game. I'm sure there's going to be more drama coming up in the 4A game, but for right now, everybody's locked into this one.
"36 minutes weren't enough. How about 40?
Why not? I'm just waiting to see the Hilltoppers and the Dolphins from Glenbrough West and Whitney Young, the players start to kind of creep out of the tunnel so they can start looking at the games too. Because I'm sure they're in the locker room like, what is taking so long? What's happening? It's like, well, fellas, March Madness is happening. That's what's happening.
It's madness. A classic battle. And again, it's SHG with the first attack in the second overtime. They had the first possession in our first overtime. Singleton on the bounce. And now he gets it around a screen. Inside, look for Hawkinson. Drives in the lane, kicks out. Bardwell for three. Bounces no good. Kaiser knocked to the floor by Hawkinson. No call. Stripped away now and back to SHG.
Listen, that is all heart from every single person in a white jersey on this floor. They just never say die when that shot comes off the rim. You don't block them out and put a body on a body, they're going to get a second and third and fourth and maybe sometimes fifth life on the offensive end.
Bardwell now, a minute gone in double overtime. Hawkinson. And a block call on Schroeder, and that's his fifth.
That is a tough loss for Danny Greaves' team.
Tried to come up and make a play here and draw a charge, but he wasn't set.
Yeah, it's a good call, and he never took the contact. He was falling back before contact was made.
9 team fouls now on Metamora. Schroeder fouls out with 10 points. Hawkinson at the line for the one and bonus. 7 of 8 at the line tonight for the 6'5" junior. Missed that one. Tied at 46.
We've seen it time and time again, Lee, for Metamora. They're just going to run their offense. They're not rushed, right? Keep you spaced out. Constant movement. Try and see if they can get some open looks. Keep in mind, 22 in black. You can see him. He's getting closer to the ball. He's like, I need a young guy. Michael Zobrist, you're a freshman. I need a young pup. Get off the ball for a little bit. Let me do some things with this.
Danny Greaves calls 3. Swanson now to Tucker near midcourt. 2:15 to play in double OT. Tucker puts it on the floor, takes it to the rim and scores.
Wow.
Drew Tucker with 6 and a 2-point lead for the Redbirds.
I mean, you take your defender from nearly half court right to the rim. That's a lot of moxie right there.
Danny Greaves was lauding his ability to get to the rim earlier this week, and we saw it live and in living color there. Here's Hawkinson, gets around Kaiser, gets the shot off. Kaiser knocks away the rebound. Tucker tied up. And I believe we got a foul on the Cyclones, who are digging away on the rebound. Fouls on Zach Hawkinson, his 4th. Tim Allen not happy with that call. It'll be 2 free throws at the other end for Drew Tucker. Double bonus time now.
See a second look at it now. Will Hamilton almost had to tie up, but just didn't hold it long enough. And you see Hawkinson grabbing the arm. But I know Hawkinson is aware as that free throw goes down. It curls in for Tucker. I'm sure Hawkinson is aware that he has 4 fouls. But if I'm a teammate, I'm going over to him saying, Zach, you have 4 fouls. We need you on this court. I'm reminding you, don't pick up anything that's cheap.
Makes them both. Redbirds up 4 now. A minute and a half left in double OT. Singleton eyes the basket to Hawkinson. Guarded by Kaiser. Hawkinson flips it up and in, 27.
I mean, this is a man with a million moves. And Hawkinson and Kaiser with a double flop there. They were banging back and forth before they both flopped on each other. And the officials are not going for it. Say, guys, get up.
Swanson ahead to the freshman Zobrist. Nobody's going to take him. He's going to take it all the way to the hole. No, a whistle. What was the whistle? Oh, my goodness. Metamora called timeout before Zobrist could get to the hoop, and that would have been a big bucket. Oh, my goodness.
It's so loud in here that you didn't hear the initial whistles.
No.
And here's a double flop. Too much NBA. Too much NBA basketball. Stop it, guys.
Too much soccer.
Yeah, too, yeah. Soccer influencing the NBA influencing high school basketball.
Kofi Coburn checking out the double overtime game here.
Yeah. There's Trent Frazier down there, bottom right with the brown hoodie.
I don't think they expected to have this much free time over the weekend.
No, not at all. Not at all. And there's Ty Rogers with Thornton Township to the right of Kobe on the left of the screen. He's a first-team All-Stater. Saw him being recognized at halftime. And to Ty's right is Robbie Avila. Listen, everybody knows Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. I'm not trying to gas this right now, but Robbie Avila, what he did in his senior season for Oak Forest was Nikola Jokic-like. Rebounds, points, passing. He is just that smooth. I know Indiana State is in the NBC. I'm a Southern Illinois Saluki, my playing days there, but they got a steal in Robbie Avila.
So the last time we mentioned in 2011, the 2 downstate teams played for the title, Centralia and Rock Island. Rock Island won in double overtime. So we've got double overtime again. That is wild. Thanks to Nick Pinto for that note.
Oh, man. Statistician God, Nick Pinto. There's a steal.
Tucker turns it over. Here's Bardwell. And the foul, and Metamora's lucky he didn't make the bucket, and that would have been a 3-point play try. Foul is on Matthew Zobrist, the freshman, his first.
Yeah,
and it'll be 2 free throws, 2 free throws now for the double bonus. Bardwell 0 for 1 at the line. It's a 1-point game.
Tucker a little out of control, especially coming out of a timeout. That probably added a few more gray hairs to head coach Danny Greaves' head.
For the tie. 50-50. Longtime IHSA fans will remember the triple overtime classic between East St. Louis and Peoria High School.
I just looked over and saw IHSA Director Craig Anderson. He just folded his arms, so you can tell how intense this is.
Kaiser last touched it out of bounds. It's Sacred Heart Griffin ball. The ebbs and flows here in double overtime. Metamora had a 4-point lead.
Yeah.
Zobrist laid it up, but it was negated by the timeout.
Yeah.
And now we're tied.
Hawkinson doing a great job. Saw that Kaiser was being lazy with the basketball and an easy swipe out of the hands.
Sacred Heart Griffin looks like they might hold for one.
Yeah, see Singleton directing. I like him with the basketball. Tim Allen's going to call a timeout to draw something up.
17.2 left. We are tied at 50. Zach Hawkinson, 27 points in this one to lead all scorers.
Yeah.
He has been magnificent.
It has to be the message from Tim Allen directly to Zach Hawkinson. Like, Zach, 17 seconds left, tied our ball. We are coming to you. Do you have enough in the tank to get us a basket, to put us up, to put us in position to win a 3A state championship? I'm sure the reply is, yes, Coach, I got enough. Give me the basketball. Now, flip side for Metamora. You know that basketball is coming somewhere near Hawkinson. So Ethan Kaiser, who has tied the 3A state record in blocks, he has to be ready for the attack that's coming his way.
That triple overtime game I mentioned was 1989, and it was East St. Louis Lincoln, coached by the great Benny Lewis. Tony Weisinger on that Peoria High squad. No, that was Chris White. That was the Chris White team. Weisinger was 83. 17.2 left. The Cyclones can win it with a bucket. Singleton with 12.
Here comes Hawkinson.
Now 10. Hawkinson the screen. Here's Singleton. Loses it. Gets it back with 4. Flings it up early. Bounces. Good. Oh my goodness. Singleton with a flop. Threw it up and wins. A prayer is answered. Singleton loses it, gets it back, had more time than he thought, threw up a prayer. It bounced around the rim and goes in. The only made 3 of the game for Sacred Heart Griffin. And they win in double overtime, 53-50 over Metamora.
America's original March Madness.
Amen.
Right here in this state, the state of Illinois, where it was birthed and where we saw it happen once again tonight. You lose the basketball, time ticking down, to turn and shoot and get that off and have that ball hit almost nearly every part of the rim before it drops in. This is March, ladies and gentlemen.
Heck of a way to win, a really awful way to lose. Man, oh man. Well, that one will go down in history. What a finish. Double overtime ends like that.
You said before this game that these players have a chance to put themselves into basketball immortality. I think that's a first ballot ticket, an entry into basketball immortality right there from Keshawn Singleton.
Keshawn Singleton with 9 points, making the only 3. It went in, and SHG is the state champ. Let's go to Donnie.
All right, thanks, guys. Keshawn, take us through those last moments when you let it fly. The play was a screen and roll, and it was time for me to come off the screen and play make. And he happened to kick the ball, and I just knew I needed to get a shot up, and that just happened to be the shot, happened to be open, and it went in. And I'm just so grateful for this team and for Coach believing in me and me believing in myself. And we stay champs. We stay champs. You guys have been able to make plays when you were down. You never gave up. And it feels good, I'm sure.
It feels amazing. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be here. We're supposed to win state. This is great about this team, great about this organization, and Coach Tim just believing in us since day one. I mean, we had to keep fighting because we knew this couldn't be the end. We couldn't go out like that. And I'm just so proud of this team and how we've came so far. Now we're state champs, and it feels unbelievable.
Sean, congratulations. Go celebrate. Enjoy that state championship. Let me find Coach Allen. Can I grab you for a second, sir? I know you're a state champion now, but I got to talk to you. Those last moments when that ball went through the net, what were you thinking?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, the original play, he was supposed to come off and pull up at the elbow. He had it, but he bobbled it. And he had the sense to throw it up there, man. Man, this whole season has been about God. God gets the glory. We was moved up from 2A to 3A, and everybody said we couldn't do it, but God said God gets the glory. It's just, that last shot, that's confirming it. Man, I'm ecstatic.
This is what March Madness is all about, huh?
All about. God is good.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Guys, back to you.
Tim Allen in his fourth year, win number 90 is a state championship for Sacred Heart Griffin.
Well, Tim Allen told us this week that, you know, they've seen the football team have success. Baseball, volleyball, every sport has had some form of success, especially when it comes to winning state championships. And he said in that building, it was just contagious. So them being in this position to finally put the basketball program on the map. Welcome to the state champion circle, Sacred Heart Griffin.
Two quote-unquote football schools gave us one of the best basketball games we've seen in a long time. Metamora dropping to Sacred Heart Griffin in double overtime, 53-50. Let's go to our PA announcer. It's time for the second place and first place trophies and medallions to be presented.
East High School. And now let's meet your second place team, the Redbirds of Metamora.
What a great game.
Superintendent Sean O'Loughlin. Principal Ron Kieswetter. Athletic Director Jared Hart. Certified Athletic Trainer Tim Kaufman. Head Coach Danny Greaves. Assistant Coach Mike Brockhouse. Assistant Coach Jordan Team. Assistant Coach Justin Dean. Assistant Coach Roger Mitchell. Assistant Coach Patrick Vaughn. Manager Nick Sprout. And now your players. Number 1, Luke DeFrance. Number 4, Solomon Swords. Number 5, Matthew Zobrist. Number 10, Caden Hartnett. Number 11, Zach Schroeder. Number 12, Briar Crewmeans. Number 14, Luke Hopp. Number 15, Kevin O'Loughlin. Number 21, Ethan Kaiser. Number 22, Tyson Swanson. Number 23, Devin Dunn. Number 24, Drew Tucker. Number 30, Tyler Mason. Number 32, Kaiser Quick. Number 33, Nick Walker. Number 34, Jake Nealon. And number 40, Kendrick Sheffrin. And now, please welcome your state champions, the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin. The president, Catherine O'Connor. Principal, Kara Repes. Athletic Director, Ken Leonard. The Certified Athletic Trainer, Elizabeth Sizemore Binns. The Head Coach, Timothy Allen. Assistant Coach Tyrell Anderson. Assistant Coach Scott Eves. Assistant Coach Phil Jones. Assistant coach, Corley Lee. Assistant coach, Matt McElroy. Assistant coach, Joe Vespa. Manager, Edison Eves. Manager, Ryan Marigold. And now the players from Sacred Heart Griffin. Number 1, Richard Jackson. Number 2, Javion Bardwell. Number 3, Jake Hamilton. Number 4, Ty Lott. Number 5, Keyshawn Singleton. Number 10, Bryce Musgrave. Number 11, Jamarion Bardwell. Number 12, Tony Camgane. Number 13, Kel Johnson. Number 21, Zach Hawkinson. Number 22, Mike Utinsky. And number 23, Will Hamilton. And now, would Coach Danny Greaves and the members of the Redbirds of Metamora please step forward to receive your second place trophy. And now, would head coach Tim Ellen and the members of the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin please step forward to accept your state championship trophy.
And there you have it, Sacred Heart Griffin, the state champions in Class 3A. In a last-second shot, double overtime classic we'll be talking about for an awful long time, Cameron Smith.
100% Lee Hall. I mean, this is March. We said this time and time again, but to have it in that way in a double overtime just battle. And what we saw on both sides was great individual performances. You think about Zach Hawkinson, him 27 points, 13 rebounds. Tyson Swanson going on his own 12-0 run in that third quarter and finished up with 17. Ethan Kaiser tied a state 3A semifinal record with 5 blocks. So, I mean, this guy, these performances, these kids, they gave everything on this court tonight. And it's just amazing to watch them just live out their dreams. Of course, this is sports, so unfortunately one team wins and one team loses, but Metamora has nothing to hold their heads about at all. They left it all out there. The ball just literally didn't bounce their way.
Those of us in a certain generation grew up on the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and you see it right here tonight. A few smiles there in that Metamora team photo. Man, what a battle between these two. It was a classic and more than you could ask for.
I mean, what I told you earlier before this game, Lee, was this. These kids tonight, and we'll see it again with Glenbard West and what we saw in 2A and 1A, they're living out the dream of former Hoopers that didn't make it to this stage, current Hoopers that didn't make it to the stage, but then also future Hoopers that dream of playing in this type of environment. So they had all of that walking into and onto this court and gave everybody something so memorable that we'll be talking about for decades to come.
And a couple of schools that have never been to the state championship game before in basketball, and you think that's not going to promote some kids to go out and play basketball now and want to be just like these guys. It sure will.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a kid right now probably saying, hey, I don't want to watch the rest of this. I want to go to the gym and I want to be the next Ethan Kaiser or Tyson Swanson, or I want to be the next Zach Hawkinson or Keyshawn Singleton, or maybe even the Hamilton twins. Like, this is what basketball and sports does. It inspires you to want to go out and do what these players have done or what you saw on TV and maybe take it to another level.
All right, well, the guys here this weekend have talked about being brothers as part of a team. We gave a lot of flowers to our crew. You're my brother. I have enjoyed the heck out of this.
My brother from another mother.
Awesome.
My guy.
Love you, man. All right. It's been a great weekend of basketball. The first time ever we played here in State Farm Center. 4 state championships in one day. Sacred Heart Griffin with a prayer answered to win 53-50 in double overtime. One more state championship to go here in Champaign. For Cameron Smith, I'm Lee Hall. Good night from Champaign. 4A state championships still to come.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
And once again, welcome back to Champaign. If you were just tuning in, you missed one outstanding championship game. Class 3A championship just concluded. Sacred Heart Griffin getting by Metamora in double overtime, 53-50. Keyshawn Singleton, what a shot. From three-point range and bounced once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times on the rim, and drops in. It's a shot that SHG fans across the state, across the country for that matter, will remember for quite some time. But tip your hat to Metamora. From top to bottom of that roster, they played their hearts out. They played tremendous down the stretch. Unfortunately, someone has to win, someone has to lose in a state title game of this magnitude. It was SHG's night. They win 53-50 to take home the Class 3A crown. I'll tell you what, you talk about Tyler Swanson, he plays big. Drew Tucker plays big. Tyler Mason, the young sophomore, playing big in this ball game. But you know what? They're going to remember the last shot. And why shouldn't they? It was one to remember. You can't draw it up on any type of play chart. It's just about heart, hustle, determination. And Keyshawn Singleton definitely showed that. And